Superintendent Dr. Nolin provided an update to the school committee and community about what's happening in Newton's public schools.
First, I'll say that cold weather's in full swing. And I just want to remind folks that even if your young person tells you they're too cool for coats and boots and mittens and hats, they aren't. And we had a lot of teachers like looking for dry clothes today and those types of things. So just remember, you do need to send those things with your young people, and it is cold out there. We do follow the state guidelines and don't send kids out. So last week was too cold to go outside, but this week it is warm enough to go outside, but it's wet. So please make sure you have snow pants and things like that. If you don't have those items, please reach out to our office and we'll connect you with some folks in family engagement that can help with those materials. But second, about strategic planning, I just wanted the committee to have the full list of everyone who has said they will participate in the formal strategic planning committee. So you have that with a little key about who they are within the community. We will be using our portrait of learner competencies in order to combine with the survey data that was just mentioned by Mr. Rosario for families, which will go out this week. We also have a staff culture survey, which we have shared with our NTA partners in advance. It's data that all of us want to know about what it's like to work in the Newton Public Schools. And we also have a secondary school student survey going out to our high school students, asking about their experiences as well. The survey topics are about all aspects of school management, governance, experience, safety, leadership, instruction, technology. We're asking questions about how much parents supplement our school program with outside enrichment. We're really trying to understand our place within the community and our impact. So just to echo what our public speaker said, we really want you to take these surveys. They're translated into every language that our families speak, and we hope that you'll give us a little time to share your ideas with us. If you're better live, you can join us on the 15th for a focus group session, and you can just share freely in a give and take what you would like us to know about strengths, weaknesses, and ideas with the strategic planning consultants. So just so everyone knows, we have consultants so that you get an unvarnished, like other set of eyes on the data that's coming forward, and they facilitate the process with our community. So they'll be with us for 6 more sessions after this, where the Strategic Planning Committee will look at the survey data, our achievement data, and any other relevant information to create a 3 to 5 year plan for the district. So thanks to those who are participating, and we look forward to seeing folks on the 15th and reading your survey data. I do want the school committee to know that, as you know, under our human resources goals for the last 2 years, we've been in development with various higher ed institutions to both promote leadership of, and promote teachers within the district, particularly pinpointing teachers of color and leaders of color. And our first 2 candidates from NPS presented their capstone presentations on Saturday, and I attended as a member of their capstone committee. Gabrielle Mulrain from Mason Rice and Carrie Rulak from North High School presented and are on their way to their principal licensure as a result of this program through Newton Public Schools. Congratulations to both of them, and our school system is certainly enriched by their leadership. Our collaboration with our Teachers Association is very healthy and robust in the new year. As you may recall, through part of our settled educator contracts, we had several working groups that had to be accomplished. They are all in full swing except for one. I've listed them here: Mental Health Working Group, the Elementary School Day Working Group, and High School Staff and Professional Development Working Group. The following working group will be beginning in the spring, and that is a Unit C working group to address coverage and staffing issues, staff pipelines, and working conditions for that unit. The only reason it's delayed is that we are working on so many other committees. We just need a little space to get that moving. And then under curriculum and instruction, I want the committee to know that the Joint Curriculum Council of both high schools is engaged in addressing the concerns that have been raised in this forum regarding mathematics and leveling. The Math Audit Committee is also reading through a first draft of its audit report and eliciting feedback from constituents. Dr. Flanagan, Dr. Roundtree, and I will be working with high school staff in greater numbers to have meetings across the next 2 weeks to specifically hear from every teacher who teaches multi-level classes and to observe those classes in action. Let's just say that on all sides of this discussion, there's folks who feel that their voice has not been represented in the public dialogue, and we're seeking to gain as much feedback as possible. Both schools are discussing curriculum implementation, rigor, assessment design, and curriculum implementation, all of these items which must be addressed before we can revise leveling practices, and we're moving with speed but deliberateness. I also want to know in a much sort of quieter way, the health and wellness audit is ongoing. And so we are articulating to the new DESE standards, and that is a K-12 committee as well. There are some additions in the new frameworks, but our curriculum is well articulated there. We're just making sure that we go through the same process with every subject area. The district's new disability awareness curriculum that we shared last spring and talked about this fall in the Office of Student Services update is being implemented across all elementary schools, and feedback is being solicited with an eye towards revisions for any subsequent years. It's been a busy couple weeks. Elementary searches for our principals. We have 3 open elementary principalships, 3 individuals retiring, and we knew last year they were slated to retire this year. So Dr. Santa, Dr. Farag, and I have screened all the applicants in the elementary principal pool, so a brief meeting with all of the qualified candidates. And we brought forward 11 candidates for the first search for the Memorial Spalding principal search. Finalists will be selected shortly, and then they will visit Memorial Spalding for a full day each with meetings with staff, central office, and then the superintendent. They will also visit students and classes, and they'll have an opportunity to interact with every part of the Memorial Spalding community. There'll be a parent forum in the evening after all 3 of the candidates have visited at Memorial Spalding, and parents will be able to ask questions and to hear from the candidates live. Staff may also attend. The same process will be followed in subsequent weeks for the Zervis and Burr searches, and I have to say we are flush with qualified, diverse candidates, and I've never seen such a large pool, and there's like 4 more every day of people who continue to apply. So feeling really good about those candidates. We do have an upcoming listening session requested by our Chinese American families here in Newton to hear their unique experiences in the system, and that will occur on January 22nd here at the Ed Center downstairs in 111. A brief form was sent to families to RSVP, but also allow them to share privately some of their experiences and what they would like to talk about so that our facilitators can share that publicly without any particular parent feeling on the line during those meetings. NPS facilitators will aggregate all the topics and sharing, and then share it with the group at large. We did have a meeting like this with some of our Palestinian families about a year or so ago, and found it to be a very successful meeting. This group, the school committee, the PTO, and city councilors are visiting at this time of year. PTO has always sponsored school committee with the superintendent at PTO meetings, and these are scheduled for every single school. And schools that did not have a visit from our city council partners last year, I've invited them to join us for those schools. We often talk with the community, share feedback and ideas, and then we visit classrooms depending on what's going on in the day. So we'll look forward to seeing any of you at your particular home school should you be able to join us. I want the community to know that the website is being revised en masse, but is being done so in phases. So we heard tonight that something that used to be there may not be there, so I'll check into that. Our webmaster is working in partnership with the Office of Family Engagement to revamp and clean up the website. I sent the committee a sample website to design your particular page. I would welcome your feedback. We are also working on an app for people's mobile phones because families are telling us increasingly they are doing all of their business and reading about us on their phones. So that's in process. Revisions have been made based on listening sessions we held last spring, and also the complaints that come through the website email, and there are many. So we're working on it. And then lastly, Mr. Hurley and I have now met with every single department and every principal or group of principals in their feeder patterns to gain their feedback on the budgeting process. This is the first time that we have met with every single constituent on the school side who has a budget in order to elicit their feedback. And now we are in the process of drafting a first look budget for your consideration. Prioritizing asks and revisions is our main focus this month. Thank you.